Hello, friends. Welcome to the third episode of the podcast that is Meet Your New Team Members GPT-4. Thank you everyone for joining in this podcast. Here we will talk about the pros and cons of ChatGPT. What are the benefits and drawbacks for using ChatGPT for your personal or professional needs? We will be also comparing ChatGPT 3.5, that is GPT 3.5 versus GPT-4. Many of my colleagues and mentees, clients are asking me, should I take a pro membership and start diving in to GPT-4? And what are the actual differences between that? You don't need to do all the hard work. You don't need to pay the $20 and dive in to this particular technology. I have done all the hard work and I'll be sharing this in my podcast. Also about the pro, right? It is $20. What are the features? Whom is it important for when you need to take that first step of spending the $20? Right? Stay tuned to this interactive event of the pod and that I do on LinkedIn audio events. This podcast is being recorded and shared within all the different platforms. There are a lot of excellent questions from the audience which I will answer and try to cover the myths that are around GPT-4 and GPT-3 in general. And stay tuned and have a great day. Keep listening to the podcast and put in comments your questions which I can take as a feedback in our next podcast sessions. So here we go. Before that, when I dive into the details, anyone of you in the call have any questions, have any suggestions? So this is more of like an interactive session about ChatGPT, and if anyone has anything to add to ask, so I can accordingly tell as well. Okay, let me take Priyank's.
Hi Arshad, my name is Priyank. My question is, I heard a line that ChatGPT is not going to take your job. The people who know how to use ChatGPT, they are going to take your job. So my question is there a way to learn how to use ChatGPT to get your work done, or
Yes.
to learn?
Yeah, thanks Priyank. Stay on the call. Stay on the speakers panel. I will answer you. That is a very great question. You can mute and I will continue. If anyone else has any questions, suggestions, thanks a lot Priyank for your question. So I have discussed a lot about this in my earlier seminars and webinars. This is just a tool. To be honest, right now there is a lot of marketing hype that is going around ChatGPT, that you have to use ChatGPT. If you don't use, you will be left behind and all those things. There is everywhere, there is a lot of, you can say, hype, and you guys need, whoever are going to use it, need to be a little bit more careful whether you need to actually use it or not use it, and be a little bit, you can say, educated decisions you need to make. So now Priyank, I asked one question that AI ChatGPT will not replace you, but people who are using this, so ChatGPT is just one simple tool that is there. It is just one simple tool to help you generate ideas. It is going to make you more efficient. It is going to make you think in a proper way, and the word that I'm going to tell you that we really need to know is called prompt engineering, right? The prompt engineering thing, that people who are like, I am putting prompts to get answers out of ChatGPT, is going to revolutionize the way I work with the tool. So I cannot just do a generic prompt and get an output and use it. I need to be very creative with the prompts that are there. So to be honest, what is happening nowadays, many institutes, many you can say boot camps are being happening nowadays that are teaching people how to use ChatGPT. They are taking hundreds of dollars and teaching you how to use ChatGPT and properly. It is a very new phase. Still, it is you can say it is evolving. Uh, so there is no. So the courses, many courses are still there, but I will not say there is no authentic course as of now. It is not there because there are a lot of things that are changing. You guys might have already heard some news about Samsung that some employees who were using ChatGPT, the confidential information got leaked in ChatGPT, and many companies are now becoming a little bit more careful. Some companies have already banned the use of ChatGPT for helping them to get the codes streamlined and all those things, because you should understand now before we talk about these things how you should use ChatGPT. Should you actually use ChatGPT, you should know how it works. So that is why I try to do these sessions where I give you a fair understanding of the tool is as such, and then only you should make an advanced or educated decision whether you need to use it or not. So now coming to the thing that we, what is actually a chat GPT now? Now before I answer that and I tell that in more details, do you anyone have any more questions, any more comments? And I request people to come on because this is a more of an interactive session. So it will be nice if people are there giving their thoughts, suggestions, their experience in using chat GPT. Is that really helped them? How is it helped them? Some best practices that they also want to share. It will be great thing. Okay, so no one wants to speak this Saturday afternoon. That's fine. So now what I will say is, how is ChatGPT giving you an output? It is using the historical data. There are large language models that were there earlier on, which OpenAI used to process the data, and the same whatever we are putting in as a prompt, whatever input we are giving in, it is searching for that particular keywords. Like suppose I select for the best Mexican restaurant in Dubai. So now it is going to search for these two keywords, best Mexican restaurant and Dubai, and it is going to search it in the whole database, and it is going to give you the website or the information that has it, which is very much popular, and it has most highest ranking, like the same way like Google works, like Google algorithm works. The pages that are more and more you can say popular, they will be coming on the top. But here ChatGPT will give you, it will take the highest page that is, or highest page that is giving you that information, and it is going to summarize it and comprehend it and put it in a proper way. So this is how ChatGPT works. So now what happens, as we all know, the information that is going on nowadays is a lot of garbage. So whatever ChatGPT gives you as an output will also be from there. So you need to be aware that whatever ChatGPT is giving you may not be a correct output. So you have to be, that's why you have to be little bit careful, and you cannot think, because many people think that whatever ChatGPT is giving us is the truth. That is not the case. It is just giving us information that were you can say historically saved, and because of this fake news that are actually made lot of popular, a fake news that is made lot popular by lot of mentions, that can also come as the output of ChatGPT, and you need to be careful. You need to be you need to authenticate that particular output with your own knowledge. This is very important, that I want one message that I need to really convey. Mohammed Tanvir has something to talk. I request any other, I see many other people like Craig, Charu, Ramesh, Aviral, many of the old faces that are there. I really request you to come in, share your thoughts, and understand this particular thing. And Ankit also wanted to speak. Yeah, Mohammed, go ahead. I'm just requesting other people to also come in because they share the knowledge, more the better it is.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, Arshad. So my question or concern or what I'm thinking is like no doubt ChatGPT is in news, right? And even we have heard that down the line the ChatGPT will be writing the SQL queries, okay? But I'm not sure how much capable it will be of writing complex SQL queries based on the business use cases, right? Or maybe how far the companies they can trust on the queries what ChatGPT is going to write, because based on these queries, the companies based on this data, the companies they will framing their protocols, their policies, their decisions, right? So that is what just I was thinking. Or Arshad, if you want, you can throw some lights on this. Thank you.
So the regarding the yeah, so the code and all, yeah. So this generic purpose code, everything will be available on ChatGPT. You need to see, you cannot use it directly on production. You need to first authenticate it. You need to have a knowledge of the different things that are really working, and then only you can use it. The problem is you cannot, without knowing SQL query properly and how the things are working, and you just take that code and run it on production, which is a very big issue, because if the code is a little bit wrong and the production, it may have problems in the system. So some education is really important. You need to have knowledge about this. But this, as you said, these things, if you give the correct prompt, if you give chat gpt the correct option, play around and ask them to write a proper query with all the conditions, then they will give you an output. And then again, if you feel it is not correct, then you can give them a follow-up prompt and try to make it proper. So I don't suggest people to learn initially, to start learning completely from using these tools, because as I told you, you don't know whether the outputs are correct or not correct. So that is one thing that you have to be careful. They can give you a good outline that this is the way to learn, this is the way to do, but you cannot assume that whatever output it is getting is correct. So when you learn new technologies or new things from here, you may have to be careful. You initially, the initial time, I don't recommend people to start learning completely from these tools. Try some other authentic sources that are there on the web, or courses that are there. Learn it, have for practicing and to improve your skills. These things are good, and you have to be careful of the outputs. You see, the thing is, whenever you are using these tools to build some product, you have to understand the complete engine that is there, and give the proper solution or this problem to the chat gpt to give a solution, and then you need to connect the dots. Still, people are required to do that by themselves. I hope I answered you, Mohammed, Tanvir, and anyone
Yeah,
else.
thanks, Arshad. Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else who is there in the speaker panel? Yes, Aviral wants to speak. Please come up, share your thoughts, share your knowledge, and it will be nice, because this is still a very new thing. I'm also learning a lot of things. Hey, Aviral,
Yeah, hi Arshad, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good too. So Arshad, my question is, I've already been working in data analytics industry. I have like close to 8 years of experience, and now what I see is that because of ChatGPT, the expectation from the clients, from your clients, and from your bosses, from your supervisors, is like very. There are like very tight timelines, right? Because they expect you to deliver models in like 4 or 5 days. So how do you think we should scale up? And the next question is, I've also started focusing more on APIs like PyTorch, Keras. So am I going in the right direction?
Okay, so now your question is twofold, I think. One is because of this chat GPT, your
Yeah.
expectations are the manager's expectations are that you have to do things faster. So
Correct.
now the thing is, yes, so your first of all, this is a problem that I am also facing.
Mhm.
Sadhya, I'm on call.
Arshad, you're on mute.
Yeah, yeah, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hello?
Yes, yes, Arshad. We can
Yeah,
hear you.
so the first question is the expectation that you are in this particular, the management expectation also should be a little bit careful about ChatGPT. That the as I am telling you, you guys, that the output and the things that are there cannot be taken for granted. Still you need to do authentication. Still you need to make sure that the data that is there has to be, the output that is coming has to be authenticated, and it is just a tool. Now suppose you have to build a model in 4 to 5 days. You have to have a, you have to talk to them and understand, so does ChatGPT really reduce the time according to you? And you have to have an open conversation, and you also have to educate the team and the leadership that the real the scenario. So because this, there is no one answer. I am hearing this from other people as well, other people in the industry, that the management is telling, why are you taking so much time, just put it in chat gpt and you'll get the output
Yes,
quickly. So these are
yep,
the
correct.
conversations that are happening, but you need to educate them, and you need to tell them that this is just a tool to give us a direction, but we still need to authenticate it and make sure that everything is fine. Now the second question is that you are learning API, PyTorch, and all this is, you have to keep learning in this field, Aviral, as we all know. You are in 8 years in this field, so you have to understand where you want to focus on. You want to focus more on the math stats part or in the technology part, and whatever type of projects you are getting, you need to keep learning and try to apply the skills that are there. And that is the only option. So it is getting off topic from GPT, but we can get in touch with me for your career path. But it really depends upon your interests.
Yeah, all right.
Now coming about Chat GPT again. Now coming back to this, any other questions you anyone has, and anyone has anything want to add more? Please let me know. Yes, I have one more person. Then I call. Why are you calling people like this? Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Ashad, I want to ask regarding this ChatGPT alternatives that are built now, open source ChatGPT alternatives like GPT for all, which was like developed by Hugging Face and other like open source alternatives. And how can we make use of those open source alternatives to train LLMs for our use case? So like my business use case or like reusing the existing open source things to train a model LM and then repurpose that for my specific business use case.
Very good question. This is one technical questions are coming. I'm good, happy that we have good crowd who are no actually trying to think how to use this. So the problem is, as some of the earlier webinars people discussed, that we cannot directly use the OpenAI LLMs for our use cases, because this particular thing, as I told you, it is a collection of data that OpenAI is doing for a long time, and there is a lot of garbage in here. And if you are integrating that with your company, then the output that you are going to get is, you cannot be accountable for that, because you need to have a, you cannot directly use this. If you have a company setup wherein people ask any question and you get an output, it is wrong, then you cannot, you have to take the responsibility because it is in your website. So that is why I am not directly trying to use this. In corporates also, they are building their own LLMs, right? Their own language models. So they are doing two things. They are, what they are doing is they are picking up the specific in questions that are there, or specific sectors that are there from these LLMs, and then they are having a check at it, doing a one more step of authenticity or cleaning, you can say, on that particular data before they put it and they integrate it to their chatbot. So directly they are not using the OpenAI LLMs, and all the things that you are telling, Avdesh, the alternatives to OpenAI, they have, the first is the LLM, then they are doing their own some processing, some cleaning or some transformation on there, and one more layer is there in the middle. And but better, if you are using for your own company, you need to make that transformation and you need to know what is happening and you need to have a control over the data. So you need to do that better to have big control, or else the output that you are going to get will not be uh, you will not be able to be you will be liable for that output for your client, so, and which may be wrong, then it will cause a lot of issues. So these are the things that we've talked about to the data scientists and all those things who are actually planning to use it. You need to be a little careful, and you need to do a lot of pre-work before even thinking of using this as a chatbot. So companies actually, they are using these tools to build their own databases uh, for the chatbots. So that is a much better way of doing it, because LLM is too huge. If you guys knew, LLM is too huge and it takes too much time and energy to process it and clean it. Cool. Very good questions. Any did I answer, Avdesh? Any follow-up questions you have in this?
Yeah, that answers. I was just like asking more in lines like there are some alternatives like Open ChatKit and GPT for all. So they have open source their entire source code. So can we like directly reuse, repurpose them like by providing our data and then retrain them?
No, I have not tried that, and to be honest, these things are still very new
Yeah,
to have any. There is lot of things that are coming in like this, thousands of things, but nothing
correct, correct.
popular and nothing authentic as of now till now, because open LLMs that are there, there are a lot of things. They are just what they are doing. I will tell you all this. They are just using the LLM models that are there, and they are just putting a web interface over that. So still it is the same thing. That is what I understand.
Yeah, correct.
So that, thanks for your question. Any other questions, comments till now? Then I will really take it. Uh,
Yeah,
if
thank you so
not,
much. No further questions. Thank you so much, Ashwin.
okay. From anyone else on the listeners panel, do you have anything else to add regarding these two things? How many of you are using Chat GPT-4 right now in this particular crowd? Anyone just put a react? Okay. Ajanta, you want to speak as well? Or you just want to, just you're using GPT-4? Nada, you want to speak? Sabir, do you also want to speak? No. That is great. Actually people are actually using GPT-4. That is great. So now people will ask, many of you will ask like, Sabir, you want to speak? Shall I give you access to speak? Okay, cool. So Sabir, he's coming in. Hey Sabir, you want to speak anything, Sabir? Okay, cool. He's on mute. So now, if you guys have not used 4 and if you don't have anything to do with image processing, then I will suggest you to stick on to 3.5 uh, version till now. 4 is a good version, but it is not that much, you can say, advanced compared to 3.5 for the text based search. That is my personal opinion. Anyone else has something different that GPT, it may be slightly better, but nothing that amazing. And I feel ChatGPT 4 is little bit slower in response, little bit slower compared to 3.5, because 4 is little bit bigger data sets compared to 3.5. So 3.5 does the work for now. If there are more new releases later on, then I will do the review of that and let you know if you want to update to it. But 3.5 does most of the work. For people who have started using Chat GPT, the free version is good enough. That is there. there are times where it gets loaded and you don't get your output, so you can wait, or else if it is a little bit really urgent that you need to use it for your work, if you need to use it for your work and not just for practicing and trying it, then I will suggest everyone to take a pro membership. The good thing about pro membership is that it becomes accessible every time. It is very fast. It is $20 per month according to your region, and if you're using it for work, and because your output of that the GPT is required in your work, then I will suggest you to take a pro. And one more thing, now this topic, as you can see, your new team member. So many companies are big companies are banning the use of GPT because of the proprietary information that is being shared. So whenever you are sharing something on GPT as a prompt, be careful whatever you're typing in is getting stored and saved by the tool for making it better. So be careful about that. And if there is any NDA or any proprietary work or any patent that you are working with, don't put it on GPT, because GPT stores everything. It stores your email ID. As you all know, you need to log in with your email ID. Then you need to put the whatever prompts you're putting, everything is saved. All the inputs, all the outputs of every human being, of every user login is saved, and it is used to make the model better. So be careful whenever you're putting in your text that is there. One suggestion that I give everyone on as an AI expert and people I talk to is, if you want to make the tool better for everyone, as we all know that ChatGPT is going to stay, this technology is going to stay, there is an option for the searches that you get, thumbs up and thumbs down. If you feel that an output that you are getting is not correct, it is a fake news or it is something misrepresented, then there is always an option of uh, thumbs down. This will make sure that the algorithm is becoming more clean, and the people who are using it next time, that particular search will not come on the top, because this rating is really important for them and it's a very big input for the algorithm. So this is what I keep telling individuals on these webinars and audio events, that if you want to contribute to this the new wave that is there, so please use the thumbs up and thumbs down accordingly, and be careful of whatever you're putting in. These are the main two things that I want to tell you when you are really working with this particular tool that is there. And the third thing is the prompts that you are giving in, as I told earlier on to Muhammad as well. Be little bit creative in the prompts. Give more and more details in the prompt that is there to get a particular output. And whatever output you are getting, if you don't like that output and you want to change it according to a particular uh, way, then experience with GPT very good compared to the just putting a small text, because more the prompt you give, more the, you can say, filtered and content and filtered answered you will get according to your need. And use it for giving you directions. Use it as a, you can say, you can use it as a chat buddy as well, to ask them there, to make an outline, to summarize few things. There are hundreds of ways to use it, and there are lot of YouTube videos, YouTube shorts talking about the usage of ChatGPT according to your need. Be creative. That is the one thing that I tell people: be creative in asking ChatGPT questions, and you will get outputs that are there. But one thing is there, I always tell people, don't believe in the output. Read the output once, authenticate it, and then only push that output to anywhere, production or to your team or to any systems. Do the reading first, and for the doing the reading and making sure that you are doing the understanding, you need to have knowledge. You need to be an expert in the field, or at least you should know the field that is what you are trying to ask. Like suppose for data science and for AI, I know how the models are working and how everything is working. So it is easier for me to get the output and to comprehend it. But for the for people who are just learning and who are new to this, it becomes really tough. And they are just, I have seen cases where people are without even seeing those outputs, they are just directly using it, which causes problems. And which is not right. It will not inhibit, it will inhibit your learning skills. And it is also the credibility that is there that goes into this. So any more questions that people want to share, who you want to talk, who want to uh, about the GPT-4 experience, GPT 3.5, what is the difference, which one is better, how they are working, how they are using it in their work, any pros, any cons, anything that you want to add in, please come in the speakers panel and talk about it.
Yeah, hi Mohammed. The-
Yeah, go ahead, Sabir.
yeah, I have a couple of things to ask. So being a data specialist, I have worked for previous NLP action recognition, so 2 3 projects. So, but ChatGPT, we have any architecture. See, for example, if we search one prompt, so the model itself take that input and it feed himself for the further training. Means what I am telling is like there is any automatic addition of golden data set to the model to retrain when other person will get give the same input so that it will give the better output. This is the first question. You got my question, right?
No, no. So you're asking for the architecture about this, how it is
Yeah,
working.
yeah. Architecture, how the chat GPT. So for example, if I will search for one prompt, like AI architecture of I3D model, so it will give some defined architecture which was already trained for the chat GPT. Okay, for example, next further, so now in 2000, so what I saw, so the chat GPT give the result till September 2021. Before that September 2021, the result, the exact result and the market research work the chat gpt is able to give. But once the now, so after that, we if we ask something, so which are new technologies or new thing, but chat gpt is unable to give share that answers. So how the model will train for this? So for example, we are working on the present
Yeah, yes,
projects,
yes.
and
Sabir,
we
please,
are.
please. I understand. This is your first question. As you all, you should know that it is the GPT is trained till June 2021 itself.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is the
September 2021.
September or June, I don't know, but it is trained till
Yeah.
2021 exact date. Yes, after that you will not get the information.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that is
So
already
what?
there. So what is your question in that?
So means so what are the stuff we are searching means we are looking for present thing. So
You
the model you outputs those output it will take as a golden data set to train itself, or any some other teams are
no.
there to look ahead with that
So
training data set.
for the new things, actually the for the new things, it has already been the whatever the data is getting crawled, it is not going to use it now. You are whatever
Mm-hmm.
you are asking for. So you are asking the new things that are happening. It is going to be
Yeah, yeah,
trained from your input, your inputs. That is not
yeah,
the
yeah.
case. It is going to be trained by the already the crawling that is happening. The see that as I
Mm-hmm.
told you earlier on, the web crawling happens, everything happens, but the OpenAI, they have to process the data before opening it to public, because we cannot just do randomly web crawling of the
Yeah, yeah.
current information and put it on this data. They have a lot of, it is a proprietary, we don't know what all they do, but they
Mm-hmm.
have some process of bias, some cleaning that happens within
Mm-hmm.
when they get the web crawling data that is available on open source, whatever it is there, and then they clean it or they do something which I also don't know, and then they put it on the LLM models that are going to get released. Till now, the
Mm-hmm.
date, as you are saying, 2021, I don't know, some people say June, some say September, but till 2021 the data is there, and in maybe in the next new releases we will have more updated data, but till now it is not there. Till now, till as of now what I'm speaking. So that is your first
Yeah.
question. Your second question was?
Yeah, that is the reason why I asked this question, because so you have asked that, like, security of data, what prompt we will give, it won't be secured, right? So in that case, what are
Yes.
the things we will search? It will directly impact to user. So in that way, I have asked.
No, so the
Means
prompts that
indirectly
you
they are
prompts.
taking our data.
Yes, yes, they are taking your data, yes, to improve the models. As I was telling you, right, all the data that every user is searching and the output that you are
Okay.
getting, everything is stored. We also know that everything is getting stored. You as an individual also, you can go and see your historical prompts and outputs as well. And OpenAI also is saving that, and it's also mentioned in its terms and conditions that it is going to use this to improve their models. That's why I
Okay.
mentioned everyone who I talk to as an AI expert, as